Be honest. Did you see this coming? I don't think anybody did, including myself. So, for a minute, imagine booting up your favorite Battlefield title and seeing that iconic EA logo that we all have seen many times. But this time, something's different. It's not that iconic logo, but rather an emblem of the Saudi Public Investment Fund. So on September 29th, the buyout of Electronic Arts was announced. It is expected to close Q2 of 2026. This one deal has fundamentally shifted the entire gaming landscape. The biggest sports franchises, your beloved life simulator, The Sims, will now answer to Riyadh, not Redwood City. So the big question I know on everybody's mind, what now? What do they exactly plan to do with all of this? We all know that moving can be quite expensive. In this case, moving from Silicon Valley to Riyadh will cost 55 billion to acquire Electronic Arts. It's the industry's second largest leveraged buyout, second only to Microsoft's buyout of Activision Blizzard. The 55 billion will be split between 35 billion that will come from equity, mainly from the Public Investment Fund or the PIF, along with additional partners, and the other 20 billion will be funded as new debt and taking EA as a private company. It's also being reported that EA stockholders will receive 210 per share. When you think about Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, it is one of the world's 10 largest sovereign wealth funds with nearly 1 trillion under management, and it does sit at the heart of the deal. Their goal is putting together a grand strategy and bringing all of this together in 2030. This is a national plan to diversify the oil rich economy towards technology, entertainment, tourism, and a digital culture. A rundown of the key players is PIF, Silver Lake, Affinity Partners, JP Morgan Chase, and Andrew Wilson, which is the key to stitching all of this together and seeing the vision come alive. Their Vision 2030 national gaming and esports strategy aims for Saudi Arabia to become a global epicenter for gaming by 2030, supported by 38 billion in pledged investments and the creation of nearly 39,000 jobs and its ambitions to host the largest esports events. PIF's Savvy Gaming Group already has major stakes in Nintendo, Capcom, Take-Two, and now they're looking ahead to in building the infrastructure that will also establish gaming hubs, training academies, and sponsoring esports super teams. You thought gaming prizes are big now? Wait until 2030 and beyond. I think they're going to balloon to astronomical proportions. For a nation where 67% of the population is under the age of 35, video games offer not just an economic opportunity, but leading the charge for a tech savvy generation that is hungry for global engagement. Riyadh's plans to make esports a top aspiration, and with EA, the kingdom gains the means to shape the world's largest interactive entertainment franchise, and it's going to get real exciting. With every positive, there's a negative. And I know not everybody likes to think this way, but the cold, hard truth of leveraged buyouts is going to be cost cutting. Long before the Saudi buyout, EA has had so many scars, due to public backlash. I mean, this comes from microtransactions, loot boxes, sequels over innovation, which become a hated hallmark and associated with the EA brand. When you think about it, let's go back several years and let's talk about the Star Wars Battlefront controversy. I mean, the loot box debacle, that escalated to headline news. regulatory scrutiny. It cost EA billions in shareholder value. That even led to international debate on gambling in games. As stated previously, the buyout is leaving the core partners and players a hefty $20 billion in debt. That has to be recovered from somewhere. When you think about the playbooks and a typical buyout, it's usually already written, and this does include layoffs, studio closures, possibly even our favorite IPs being sold off. That could be good or bad in the grand scheme, but most companies, the size of EA, when they're looking at a spreadsheet, they often see labor as the one number that must be reduced. I did recently read an insider's leak that stated that AI is going to be the key to sustaining profits, and appears that generative AI is central to the owner's calculations. This will factor into rapidly reducing development costs via automation, asset generation, and even voice work, which, yes, it is raising major concerns from a labor standpoint, and raising the anxieties among veteran game makers. So before I wrap things up, click subscribe, as I'm trying to grow the channel and bring you content that you really want to hear about. So when you think about everything that we've talked about, a single massive buyout basically rewired the entire hobby that we all grew up on. Whether you view this as a hostile takeover, a cynical power play, or simply a bold evolutionary step, one thing is clear: the joystick, in a very real sense, now points east. So the next time you find yourself rage quitting FIFA or spending real money on simoleons, just remember that your clicks, your engagement is quietly fueling one of the biggest gaming cities, bigger than London, and it's going to reshape global influence as we know it. So tell me in the comments below, do you agree with the buyout? Is this good for gaming, or maybe it's not? And again, thanks for watching. I'm F5 Dad, and I'll see you on the next video.